Trim all this shit on. God damn.
Go to Barber. We're gonna go ahead and do a mid fade. This haircut's by Global Cuts. We're gonna go ahead and create our first guideline with our T outliner. This is gonna determine how high or low our fade is gonna be. In this case, this is gonna be a mid fade. You wanna make sure you go ahead and mark it and then go ahead and clean it up. We're gonna go ahead and set guidelines so you can know exactly how much space to work with when we come back down to erase them. So we're gonna work our way up and then we're gonna work our way down. Go ahead and create your second guideline underneath the T outliner. We're gonna go ahead and stop underneath the T outliner around 1 finger length away towards the temple. Going towards the back of the nape, we're gonna go ahead and stop below the nape. We're gonna keep it low so when we do the mid fade and we blend that part of the nape, we're gonna go ahead and have a smoother transition towards the back. Alright, now go ahead and create a third guideline with your level all the way open, no clip. Go ahead and give yourself around 1 inch space on the sides. Go ahead and give yourself this amount of space because when we come back down to fade, we're gonna go ahead and use all this space for us to move the level on the side to adjust and fade out these lines. Pretty much doing the same thing right here. We're gonna go ahead and put the level all the way open, it being a 1.5, and give yourself the same amount of space, around 1 inch. Make sure you give yourself this space and don't be afraid to give yourself this space because these, as you can see, the transitions from the sections, they're going from light, medium, dark, and dark. So don't be afraid of giving your space. At the end of the day, we're gonna go ahead and put another clip that's gonna go ahead and make the transition darker without you worrying about it being too short on the sides. For example, right here we have our number 2 and we're gonna go ahead and put the level all the way open. This is gonna be your last clip. Why? Because you're gonna go ahead and do clipper over comb, and it's very easy to do clipper over comb after number 2 with the level open. This is a number 2 with the level open, so it's gonna be very easy for you to do clipper over comb at this point. Now after you go ahead and do this, you want to go ahead and get your level on the side and adjust it all the way close. This is gonna be a number 2. You could go ahead and stop slightly underneath wherever you stop with the 2.5. Okay, so as you do this, you're making that section into a number 2. So now we're gonna go ahead and fade down. The way we're gonna do this is using our level on the side, which is gonna help us make the size shorter. So this clip right here is a Speedo Guide 0, but it is pretty much 1.5. So So with the level open, it's a number 2. With the level closed, it's 1.5. And the way we're gonna fade is by putting the level all the way open, which is a 2, which is gonna blend in right into that 2. So it makes sense. It complements each other. We want to erase the line underneath the 2, which is the 1.5. So this clip, when you adjust the level in the middle, is getting close to a size 1.5, buffing out the 1.5 line. To completely erase the line, you need to adjust it all the way close, and it will complement the 1.5 guideline. Now the only line we have right now is your half line that was created with your machine without no clip, with the level all the way open. We're gonna go ahead and use our number 1 with the level all the way open, and we're gonna go ahead and pass that line. Make sure that we put the number 1 with the level open real good so we can buff out any dark spots. At this point of passing it correctly, go ahead and get your level on the side and adjust it towards the middle. Now what we're gonna start doing is adjust the level towards the middle and start hitting that half line, the third line, which is created with your level open, no clip. You want to go ahead and start passing it. Now what this is gonna do is not gonna erase it, but we're gonna start buffing it out because we're gonna erase the half line with our half clip. So right now we're gonna go ahead and just pass the line. You want to make sure that you pass the line at least a 1/4 inch. Remember guys, in the beginning when we gave ourselves that space with the 1.5, was that reason why, this is the reason why I was telling you guys that you need enough space. That way on the flicking part that we're doing right now, that way you won't have to worry about creating a new line. Now we're gonna go ahead and put the level all the way close, and we're gonna pass the half line a 1/4 inch again, and this is gonna buff it out, but you can still slightly see the line. And you know what, there's always a little line in between the half size and the number 1, which is why we're gonna have to use our half clip. But yeah, go ahead and pass the 1 clip, pass the half line, which is your third line, with the number 1 clip. And as you can see, the more you pass it with the 1 clip, the more light it gets. It's like if you're buffing it out. And just make sure that when you pass it, you don't get lost or go a little bit higher than what you should, because you don't want to create a new line. But you're gonna go ahead and get it ready for when you use your half clip. So now that we have our half clip, we're gonna go ahead and work that line, putting the level open, middle, and close. So as you hit it with the level open, you want to make sure you go all around, or if you're working in that section, you want to make sure you pass the half line with the level open, and then you will put the level in the middle, pass that part again, which is a half line, and put it all the way closed and pass the half line. That will definitely take away the half line because you're taking it off with the same size that you put it in with. So make sure you take your time as you do this, and don't rush the haircut. Make sure you take your time, because if you're practicing and it's your first time, you need to make sure that you get it down the right way. So these are the steps that you're gonna have to do. Make sure if you're learning at home or watching it from the computer, go ahead and grab a notebook so you can remember these steps. You know, it's gonna help you out in the future when you do a fade wherever you're doing it at. Alright, so right here we're gonna go ahead and do the same thing to erase our second line, which was created with the T outliner. We're gonna grab our machine, put the level all the way open, pass the T outliner line, which is your second guideline. We're gonna put the level in the middle, pass it again, and you're gonna put it all the way close, and that should complement the T outliner. Now I'm gonna go back and say this again. This is the reason why you were supposed to give yourself enough space in the beginning of these guidelines, so you won't have to be so cautious when it comes to the flicking part when adjusting your machine. Other than that, make sure you take your time, and every time you adjust the machine shorter and shorter, don't go as high as you did. So this is pretty much where the blend is gonna pop out a lot. You're gonna go ahead and erase your last line, which is your balding to your T outliner. So on the sides you gave yourself around a finger length wide, around half an inch, so you could go ahead and erase the balding line passing the machine. And if you still have a slight line because of the balding, you're gonna go ahead and flip your machine upside down. That will definitely take away the balding line. It's pretty much like having a T outliner that's zero gap, like to the max. It will definitely take out the balding line. So in the back, as you remember, we had a big amount of space that we with the T outliner. So just go ahead and pass the T outliner to erase the balding line, because the T liner complements the balding line. After that, you're gonna have a smooth fade with a smooth transition. Alright, so we're now gonna go ahead and move on to clipper over comb. As you can see, we're doing clipper over comb after number 2.5. As you can see, when we put the comb sideways, we have it in slow motion so you guys can see how we're tilting the comb. But you can see the long hair sticking out right after the short hair of the number 2. The number 2.5 sticks out of the comb as well, along with the long hair, so you know what to cut. You gotta go ahead and follow along after the number 2. Make sure you tilt your comb, that way you won't cut into the hair. When you tilt the comb outwards, and then you move it towards the opposite way of how it grows, you have more control for some reason. When you pass the machine over it, it just lands into place. So just make sure you look at the video. I put it on slow motion for you guys, so make sure you guys enjoy this part. Okay, so this is something we like to do. This is something that Global likes to do as well. We both like to put gel on the hair, especially where you're gonna part the hair. It's gonna help you when it comes to doing the lineup, not having the hair overlapping or it being on your way. Same thing with the part on the side for a comb over. You're gonna go ahead and move the long hairs away from the part. That way you could go ahead and edge it up good. This will allow you to be more in control on how the lineup or shape up is gonna be. If you guys want to know what this product is, go to Global's Instagram and ask him. This is going to be his product that he's going to come out with pretty soon. Go ahead and DM him, ask him what it is. I really don't know exactly how to explain it because it's something that he came up with, but it works and I use it all the time when I go cut hair as well. It's a great enhancement. Tell him Busco send you. Alright, you guys, this is the end of the video. My name is Busco the Barber. You could go ahead and follow me at Busco5150cuts. You could go ahead and follow Global Cuts, which did this haircut. He's a great barber. I have more tutorials of him in my YouTube channel called 5150cuts. Go ahead and follow Global Cuts at Global Cuts. Yeah, go ahead and follow him, and we will be putting more videos coming soon. And if you guys like this video, go ahead and press that like button. I have more videos if you guys want to learn, or if you're into tutorials, go to my YouTube channel 5150cuts. Go ahead and leave a comment below on the video. I'll reach out to you guys. Any type of questions you guys need, any type of help you guys need, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram. I'll help you guys out. I don't mind. I really like helping people out, so go ahead and ask me questions. Alright, I'll see you guys soon. This is Busco the Barber, Global Cuts, and I'll do a tutorial on the design next time. Bye.